He is only occupying the space. He does not embody a true president. I'm dealing with the biggest bully I've ever had to deal with in my lifetime. This is a person that really wants to vilify, demonize not only immigrants, but even communities of color.
There is no bottom to the barrel of vitriol that will be used.
And you should be asking, why is it that we are being criticized?
The so-called squad of Democratic Congresswomen not letting up in their feud with our president. Our next guest firing back this morning.
Lynne Patton is a former longtime Trump aide, and now she works for the administration, but joins us now in that capacity. So you hear these freshmen who don't really know the president, in many cases, I don't think have met the president, call him a racist over and over again and a bully. What's your response?
Well, look, let me begin by saying you've got this squad of congresswomen who haven't done squat for the American people. They haven't passed one piece of legislation. They haven't done anything in their own districts. But what I personally find most offensive is that they've accused the president of attacking women of color. They've accused Nancy Pelosi of attacking women of color. Yet these women of color were the first ones to attack me, label me a token, and simply because I choose to vote based on policy and not my skin color.
Well, they tried collusion.
Yeah.
They couldn't impeach for that. They tried obstruction, couldn't impeach for that. Now they're trying racism to impeach for that. You know the president very well. You worked for him for a long time. Is he racist?
Absolutely not. Look, I could go on, and I have in the past on your show. He gave me an amazing opportunity at the Trump Organization, appointed me the highest ranking black female in the Trump administration right now. And look, you know, you've got the First Step Act, you've got opportunity zones, you've got HBCU funding. I could go on and on about disparate sentencing, all the stuff he's done for black communities, never mind lowest unemployment in
What did
history.
you think about his tweets, though?
Well, look, the only people, in my opinion, making this about color are them. You know, what the president's doing is making this about patriotism. These women have made multiple anti-Semitic, anti-law enforcement, pro-Antifa statements on Twitter and interviews. Where's the outrage about that? Where's the Twitter outrage about that? Omar, 2 years ago, asked for leniency for 9 suspected ISIS members. 2 days ago, she refused to condemn Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda, who we now know knocked down the Twin Towers, she refused to publicly condemn. Then you've got Presley, who is threatening to unseat several Black Caucus members simply because she said, and I quote, "We don't need more black faces if they're not going to vote the way we want them to." And then, of course, no different than our absentee mayor here in New York, who's out there making America rats, trash, and urine again. You have an absentee congresswoman in AOC who cares more about the border than she does about the own crisis in her backyard. And I want to say,
what crisis in our backyard?
There's public housing, there's homelessness. You know, as a New Yorker, these are issues that matter to me. And if she doesn't start focusing on them more, then she might end up being challenged by somebody like me who does.
And you had an experience.
You might run against her?
You know, I never count anything out, but it's getting so infuriating that they're focusing on, you know, building a high-speed train to Hawaii. I mean, cows, you know, flatulence. This is ridiculous. You know,
Abolish ICE.
That's right.
Abolish Homeland Security.
I've spent time in public housing. They need our help. They are hardworking, tax-paying Americans who deserve better.
What's going on in public housing? You lived in public housing for a month, is that right, here in New York?
Yes.
What was the experience like?
Well, it was horrific, and you know, it was everything we knew it would be and worse. It's a humanitarian crisis. You want to talk about a crisis at the border? AOC has one right here in New York, and she has it. When was the last time she had a meeting or a town hall with public housing residents? Or when was the last time she had a meeting about the MTA or homelessness? I heard one of her offices isn't even open yet. It's ridiculous. I see her constituents every day. They tell me that they're unhappy. You know, they appreciate the fact that I'm fighting for them every day. On the subway, they stop me. It's really sad that they put this woman in office who hasn't done anything for them.
There's a tunnel needed from New Jersey to New York. There's plenty of things federal funding could be helping for. They should be lobbying for that. Instead, New York is at war with the president.
Absolutely. Instead, she cares more about her Twitter followers than her actual followers here in New York.
And what about the opportunity zones that you and Ben Carson work?
Look, Ben Carson serves as the chair of the Urban Council on Revitalization that's literally investing over $100 billion in urban and rural communities through opportunity zones. Tons of funds are popping up all over this country every day. Scott Turner just got appointed to run the program at the White House. He's an amazing guy. He's started a tour across this country. I'd love to have you guys come out and actually see one
Because
of these.
it's private sector funds revitalizing working class housing.
Absolutely, absolutely. And every single public housing zone in New York falls in one.
Lynne, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
Always
you.
our
Thanks, guys.
Never a dull day.
Never a dull day.
All right.